as two sides of the same coin. Yeah. Now let's look at ages or periods in Greek history. Take note of some of these issues. Periods in Greek history. So the first period that we look at is the Bronze Age, or what we refer to as the Minoan civilization. Oh yeah, and the Minoan civilization existed on the large island of Crete. Crete, C-R-E-T-E, Crete, southeast of Greek mainland. It was called the Minoan civilization by the English archaeologists. So Atta Evans was the archaeologist who discovered this civilization, and he was the one who named it. Okay, now he named it after Minos, and Minos was the legendary king of Crete or Knossos. So the Minoans were traders. Take note of their economic activity and what they were doing. They were traders. So the term Mycenaean comes from Mycenae, and that is fortified site in Greece that was discovered by the German archaeologists. Heinrich Schliemann. Heinrich Schliemann. Hello, Doc.
Yeah, I'll come here doing everybody told in the school.
Hey, hello. Hello. This is it being recorded? Because of this network issues, it should be recorded though.
It's being recorded.
Please, it is being recorded. It is being recorded, please. And our women, please mute your microphones. And we are getting feedback, please. Our women who are working.
Yes, they should mute.
Hello. Yeah, hello. So the Bronze Age, that's Mycenae I was talking about. So this civilization actually flourished between 1600. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. So it emerged between 1600 and 1100 BCE, and the Mycenaeans were part of the Indo-European peoples. Take note, they were part of these people. And they were warriors. They took pride in their heroic deeds in battle. They were great warriors, and you could not stand in front of them. And that was why they took pride in their heroic deeds, because they would defeat you and showed you where power lied. Anyway, some historians believe that Mycenaeans conquered Crete. Yeah, even Crete, they were able to conquer them through the poetry of Homer. I just mentioned that we got information from Homeric epics. Okay, the military adventures of the Mycenaeans came to light, so we got to know much of them and their prowess through the West or the epics of Homer. Now, by 1100 BC, the Mycenaean civilization had collapsed. Invaders moved into Greece from the north, so this civilization had disintegrated, ushering into another era of the Greek, another period of the Greek world known as the Dark Age. And as the name implied, dark. So know that whatever happened was not palatable, was not good. It's something. So dark is a symbol, a term that the students have coined. And we look at the fact that that era was characterized with what intellectual decay, economic deteriorations, and so the period was dark. And that is why the word dark is used in the Greek history. So after the collapse of the Mycenaean civilization, Greece entered a period when food production dropped and the population declined. So you could see that even food for people to eat was an issue. Population had declined. There were no records because of the invasion by the barbarians, the Go and the Gauls. So these affected intellectual work. So there was no light, nothing. The historians call this period the Dark Age because there are few records to tell us what really happened during the time, because even the barbarians, they bent the record that they came to meet. So this period lasted from 1100 BC to 750 BC. And during this period, many Greeks left mainland Greece and they settled an island known as Ionia. Now, in the 8th century, the Greeks adopted the Phoenician alphabet. This made learning to read and write simpler. So from the 8th century, they adopted the Phoenician alphabet. Near the end of the Dark Age, the work of Homer appeared. That was the time that Homeric epics started coming or appearing. So he wrote the Iliad and the Odyssey, He used stories about the Trojan War to write about the Iliad and the Odyssey. Okay, so now the polis, which was the center of Greek life, and the polis is the city states. And here we're talking about, we say the polis, then we are going to say a lot, everything about their culture, their way of life. Oh, okay. So Greek villages gradually expanded and became city states. And the Greek word for a city state is polis. I think I've already introduced you to this. I'm moving quite faster because some people said that they have class at 6:30. So it means I have to double up and be moving quite fast. Okay, so pardon me for today. I beg you. Yeah, so the Greek word for a city state, as I said, is polis. So the word politis comes from this Greek word polis. So the polis was a town or a city or even a village along with its surrounding countryside. And that is the polis. The polis became the center of Greek life. So if in the objective I say that the polis became the center of Greek life, then I know that, and I say true or false. I think that you will say true, you will not say false. Let me say that all those people who are always looking for materials, it is good that you get materials, but my slice, if you don't go into it detailed, you may suffer. I've seen some people always looking for stuff. No problem, we can get something and add. That one is good. I know some of you are professors and it's good. I really admire that and I like that. But if you don't learn my slice well, that's the one we used to set the questions. So if we go and get another material, you throw my slice away, you will sweat in the exam hall. Yeah. So that one, I will have to be frank with you, so that you get another material. Fine, you make sure that my slide is there. You have covered everything 100%, and everything, when everything comes, you can do. Then if you're adding another material or information that as some people are looking for, fine. But if you throw it somewhere and you learn other thing and you go there, believe me, you will sweat. That one.
Okay, look, thank you very much.
Have to be frank with you.
The note on Mesopotamia, please, you send it to us.
I did
You
send
didn't?
it. Yeah, I sent
No,
it.
please. It's not on the platform. We beg, please.
Mesopotamia is on the platform.
Yes, sir.
No,
It's
please.
not the platform, sir.
Okay, you wait on that.
Yes, it's not on the
Okay.
platform. We don't have it.
Okay.
When you finish, sir.
So as I was saying, the word politics comes from this Greek word, and so the polis was a town, a city, or even a village along with its surrounding countryside. So the polis became the center of Greek life. The main gathering place in the polis was a hill. That is the main gathering place, was a hill. At the top of the hill was a fortified area known as Acropolis. So there's a difference between polis and Acropolis. So Acropolis, we're talking about at the top of the hill, where there was a fortified place. Okay, that's where we refer to it. So the Acropolis was a place of refuge during attacks. Whenever there was attack from enemies, then they could go there and, of course, seek refuge. Sometimes it was also a religious center where temples were built or constructed. So the polis was a community of people who had a common identity and a common goals. So people, they have common identity, their culture, the language they spoke, and all that, as well as a common goals and aspirations. Now, the polis consisted of three main groups. So in the polis, in the city states, there were three main groups. One was citizens with political rights, and they were adult males, citizens who had political rights. And two, citizens with no political rights, and they were women and children. And the third group consisted of non-citizens, that's slaves and people from foreign lands or foreigners. They were considered as non-citizens. The citizens of the polis had rights, but they also had responsibilities. They also had responsibilities as well. Now, let's look at tyranny in the city states. The increase in trade and industry created a new group of wealthy people in many city states. These men wanted political power, but they found it difficult to get, and they were known as aristocrats. And this led to the rise of tyrants in the 7th and the 6th centuries BCE. They were referred to as tyrants. Tyrants were not necessarily wicked people, as the word implies here. The period that we are looking at, yeah. Greek tyrants were rulers who seized power from the aristocrats. Okay. Now, the new group of wealthy men supported the tyrants. So the poor peasant who were in debt to the aristocrats, so they would support the tyrants. By the 6th century, the tyrant had fallen out of favor, but their rule was important in Greek history. And that's why I'm taking you to now. This allowed many people to be involved in government. So, and that is the beginning of democracy. And now people are saying democracy, democracy. In some city-states, this led to the development of democracy, rule of the many, where people had a say in the administration. Other city-states remain committed to rule by the few or the oligarchy. So the differences in these two forms of government can be explained in Sparta and Athens. So we are going to use Sparta and Athens as an illustration to explain these two types of governments. Now let's go at Sparta. So the Spartan government was an oligarchy headed by two kings. So at the head there, you have two kings. Now males spend their childhood learning military discipline. So if you were a male, then you would spend your childhood learning military discipline. At age 20, they entered the army. Spartan women lived at home, and Spartans were not allowed to travel abroad. So they had little contact with the outside world. Now, Athens, I think we saw what happened in Sparta. So let's look at Athens. Athens developed differently from Sparta in the Heroic Age. Now, Athens moved from aristocracy to democracy. So not oligarchy, as we have seen. The reformed, which created democracy, were by the peasantry, that those who cultivated the land, the peasants who worked on the land. Okay, so let's throw more light on that by looking at the classical Greek era, the era of the classical Greek or period. So after the defeat of the Persians, now Persia was a mighty empire, and Athens was able to defeat Persia. And that is what made Herodotus so intrigued. He was so fascinated as to how come could a small Athens defeat a mighty Persian empire. And so he decided to actually look at what happened by conducting interviews, especially contacting people who witnessed the war or who saw what happened, to write about his history. And that is what his work became the standard work, Herodotus Historia. And that is what made him the father of history. And it was the Romans. You know, Herodotus is a Greek historian, but it was the Romans who gave that accolade, father of history, to Herodotus. Okay, anyway, that is just by the way. So as I said, after the defeat of the Persians, Athens took over the leadership of the Greek world. In other words, Athens became the superpowers in the Greek world. Now, in 478 BCE, the Athenians formed the Delian League, what we refer to as the Delian League. And this was an alliance against the Persians. So Athens expanded its new empire. And this period in Greek history is called the Age of Pericles. The Age of Pericles. Now, Pericles was a dominant figure in Athenian politics during this time. He was a very good leader, and he dominated Athenian politics. So we need to know more about the Age of Pericles. Let's look at more light on the Age of Pericles. Now, in the Age of Pericles, every male citizen in Athens played a role in government. So he involved everybody, every male citizen there, and he made them to play a role. Now, the form of government was a direct democracy where everybody was allowed to participate in government. Now, a direct democracy is a democratic system in which people participated directly in government, or in which they participate directly in government through decision making. Government in decision making through meetings. So they would attend meetings and they would express their ideas, and they will contribute to the decisions being made. Now, the Athenians also developed the practice of ostracism. If a person was considered harmful to the city, he could be banned from the city for 10 good years. 10 years, he will be ostracized. Now, under Pericles, Athens became the center of Greek culture. The center of Greek culture. Athens' achievement alarmed the other Greek states, especially Sparta. So new wars broke out. And that is what we refer to as the Great Peloponnesian War. The Great Peloponnesian War. Now, after the defeat of the Persians, the Greek world became divided into two main parts. One, the Athenian Empire, and Sparta. So this was the Great Spreads. Now, in 431 BCE, a series of disputes between Athens and Sparta led to the beginning of the Great Peloponnesian War. Now, the Great Peloponnesian War weakened all of the Greek states. Okay, so good. Now, let's look at ancient Greek religion. Religion among the Greeks. Religion was very important in Greek life. Greece believed there were 12 main gods that lived in Mount Olympus. So, yeah, and religion. So they were polytheistic. That meant that they worshipped several gods. And so even they believed that there were 12 main gods that lived in Mount Olympus. And Olympus was the highest mountain in Greece. So Zeus is among the 12 gods, and Zeus was the chief god of the Greeks, chief god and father of all the gods, Zeus. So Greek religion did not focus on morality. Take note of some of these things, because I can just ask you that the Greek religion extensively focused on morality, true or false. So if you don't pay attention to some of these details, you may find yourself wanting, you wouldn't know what to do. Now, the Greeks also held festivals to honor their gods or goddess. Athletic games often took place at festivals. So the first games of this kind were held at the Olympic Festival in 776 BCE. Now the Greeks used oracle to learn the will of the gods. So for them to know the will of the gods, then they consulted oracle. They used oracle. An oracle was a sacred shrine where a god or goddess revealed the future through a priest or priestess. Now, the most famous was the oracle of the god Apollo at Delphi. The Greek created plays were presented in outdoor theaters as part of religious festivals. Good. Now,
Hello.
who can hear talk?
Hello. It seems it's the network.
So I'm not hearing the okay.
Please, which sub-strand are we tackling? I joined not long ago.
The Greek.
All right, thank you.
That is not like let's wait and see.
Please, colleagues, any news about the reopening of the portal?
Yes, the portal has been opened.
It has been opened.
No, not yet.
It's not true.
Is it opened?
It has been
No.
opened. Please, those who are saying no, just check. It has been opened and it will end on 9th November, which is Saturday.
It is not opened. I checked this afternoon and
It is not open. It is not open. I am saying that it's not open. the where to click that, it shows that it is open, but actually nothing is there to register.
I think they work on that.
Okay,
You guys should.
thank you.
I believe you have to try other ways because the portal has been open. There are challenges that people have tried to you exercise patience and you keep trying. I believe you best.
Please, I can't hear anything. No.
Yeah, wait, doctor is off. I think his network is not all that stable, so he will surely come back.
Oh, okay.
So the ladies on this platform, won't your husbands eat? Who you cook?
Yeah. So yeah. So as I was saying, they also contributed to philosophy. Yeah, they contributed to philosophy. Yeah, to philosophy. I was touching on that. Please, do you hear me?
Yes.
I can hear you, sir.
Do you hear me?
But the slide is not showing.
Okay. Somewhere along
Can
the
hear
line.
you, sir.
Okay. So their contribution to philosophy. And I was saying that philosophy is an organized. Yes, everybody should mute. Everybody should kindly mute. Philosophy is an
No,
organized
please,
system.
you didn't reach here. You didn't reach here. You have come far. Please go back.
Philosophy is an organized system.
No, we have not reached philosophy.
One of religion.
Yeah, okay. So I think I've said all these things. So now, apart from religion where we said that they were polytheistic, they also contributed to mathematics, astronomy, and science. And I've said that scholars who contributed much in the above disciplines were the pre-Socratics, those before Socrates. And so Taos learned mathematics and astronomy from Babylon, geometry from Egypt, and Hippocrates also was a pioneer in the science of medicine. Yeah. And Anaximander was the first to use general concept for abstract thought. He theorized the basic element of the universe, and that is Anaximander. Apart from mathematics, science, and astronomy, they also contributed to philosophy. And philosophy is an organized system of thought, organized, so reasoning, thinking. Okay, now, so it comes from a Greek word that means love of wisdom. So from two Greek words. So we have philo and Sophie. So you see that philo and Sophie. So philo means so love and Sophie wisdom. So lover of wisdom put together. Good. Now, many Greek philosophers try to explain the universe on the basis of a unifying principle. So Pythagoras, considered as the first Greek philosopher, thought that the essence of the universe was in music and numbers. That was his contribution. Then Socrates was a philosopher who left no writings. In fact, he himself did not write anything down. We know about him from his pupils. Some of the students that he trained, through them we get to know the works of Socrates. He believed that the goal of education was to improve the individual. So the goal of education is like to improve you yourself. He thought his teaching method is still relevant and is the Socratic method. Plato also wrote a great deal. His main question was, how do we know what is rare? So how do we know what is rare? He wrote about a government in a work entitled The Republic. The Republic. The Republic. And Aristotle was also a great philosopher, and he contributed a great deal. He did not try to create an ideal government, but rather he tried to find the best form of government by analyzing existing governments. And so he wrote a work known as Politics. Aristotle looked at the constitution and found three good forms of government: monarchy, aristocracy, and constitutional government. So he found these three forms of government to be the ideal. Okay, now, hello, are you with me?
Yes,
Yes,
Doc.
sir.
Yes, Doc.
Okay, so having gone through the Greek
It's
world,
too fast though, please.
having gone through the Greek world, let's look at the writing of history. The writing of history. Okay, so now history, as we have already seen, is a systematic analysis of past events. So you do systematic analysis, yeah, of past events, and it was created by the Greeks. Take note of that. Yeah. So the Greek historian Herodotus wrote the history of the Persian Wars. So he was the one who did research. Yeah, he studied the Persians and the war between the Persians and Athens, and God wanted to know how come small Athens would be able to defeat the Persians. So he did that. He wrote a history of the Persian Wars, and this is considered to be the first rare history in Western world or civilization. So the work that he did was Herodotus Historia, and it was a standard work, and that was why he was bestowed with the accolade Father of History by the Romans. Good. Now Herodotus traveled widely to get his information and was a master storyteller. Now, Thucydides wrote the history of the Peloponnesian War, and he was the one who did that. Okay, so the last age that we want to look at in the Greek world is the Hellenistic Greek, and that's very important, or the Hellenistic era. The last age we want to see and end our discussion on the Greek world. So now the threat of Macedonia. So to be able to have an insight into the Hellenistic period of the Greek, let's look at the threat that Macedonia posed at the time in the area. Now in 359 BCE, Philip II became king of Macedonia. Now he built a powerful army and made Macedonia the chief power of the Greek world. It was good. So he was a great leader, and through him, he was able to elevate Macedonia to become the dominant power in the Greek world. Now, Alexander the Great, let's look at that. I like that. Was just very so I think those of us who is below age 20. Do you have anybody who is less than 20 years? Mention your name and let us hear you.
Yes,
If
Doc.
you are less than, you are how many years?
I'm 19 and a half.
Do you have someone who's less than? You said, hello. Hello, can you hear me?
Please, Doc, I'm not sure anybody is below 20 years here.
But I'm saying Joel
That's my
in the
opinion.
villa. In the villa, are you saying that you are less than 20 years?
Please,
That he's
ideally,
19 and a half,
it's,
and I don't think so.
it's 19 and a half minus 7.
But you Joel,
It's not true.
but you are a graduate. Are you not a graduate?
Please, actually, I raised my hand to ask the question.
Okay, good. Okay, then let me reserve my comment. Okay, good. Yeah, so Philip's son, I just mentioned Philip. So his son, Alexander the Great, was only 20 years when he became king of Macedonia after his father's death. His father died. Basically, everybody should move. His father died and he took over from him. It was only 20 years. But ladies and gentlemen, the things that Alexander the Great did, if we say we are going to talk about that, even a whole semester of 4 months or so will not be enough. And the things that he did, but look at us. At the age of, he was only 20 years old. But Africa, in search of leadership, Africa is in big trouble. We are endowed with all the rich resources, but look at Africa. We cannot even balance our economies. Somebody at the age of 20, if you had to look at what he did, Africa, we have a problem anyway. So those of you we are teaching you, we want to indoctrinate you. So teaching is not that we are teaching you that, like those of you who are only interested in getting, you do well, but it's not only getting grace alone, but of course, so you're also going to make an impact. You're contributing to society. So it's not the grace. So that's why we are training the mindset. I want to shape them, reshape your mindset so that people will benefit you and become a good leader. And not only the grace and go. No, that is not it. I think you are getting me now. Okay. I don't know whether you are with me or not with me anyway. But
listen, we are with you. We are with you. We like that part you said.
Be that as it may, Alexander was only 20 years when he became a king of Macedonia after the demise or the death of his father. Now, Alexander quickly invaded Persian Empire. So look, he first of all, he invaded Persian Empire. Then he entered Asia Minor with an army of 37,000 men. He conquered Ionia, Syria, Palestine, and Egypt. He was a great leader and a great warrior. So that's why Egypt came under the Greeks during the time of Alexander. He brought all these people, Palestine, Syria, Ionia, and even so as well as the Persian Empire under him. And Alexander created a new age. In fact, he was good. He succeeded in creating a new age, an age and an era that became known as Hellenistic. In other words, the Hellenistic era or age. Now, the word Hellenistic is derived from a Greek word that means to imitate Greeks. So to imitate Greeks, their way of life and their everything. So to imitate the Greeks or Greeks. So during this period in Greek history, the Greek language and culture spread to many other parts of the world because people wanted to imitate their Greek way of life, and the Greek culture, the Greek civilization, including their language, everything became the ideal. People wanted to just imitate it. And so that was the Hellenistic era. Now, I think, can you see the picture of Alexander? The portrait. You have his portrait here. Can you see it? Let's have one. So you tell us what you see. Describe him. Yeah, go ahead. That's what we see. Tell us what you see.
He has
you cannot,
he's handsome with so much hair on the head.
A pointed nose.
No, I'm saying he's handsome.
I can't see anything.
You can't see anything.
With so much hair on the
Okay,
head.
I've now seen it. Thank you.
Go ahead. Yeah, you have not seen. We are waiting for you, please. We beg you. Hello. Hello.
Hello, doctor.
Oh, yeah. Talk about. Tell us what you see. So you can now see, and we want to hear you. Whatever you see. Whatever that you see, tell us.
Is it me?
Hello.
Yeah. You go ahead.
Okay, sir. From the picture, I can see that
he's handsome and he has so much hair on the head.
Okay. Yeah. Now, so let's look at the culture during the Hellenistic period. Now, the Hellenistic era was a period of cultural accomplishment in many areas. Okay, so Alexandria in Egypt became the center for poets because you know that he had brought all of them under them. Writers, philosophers, and scientists. So many people that became the hub or the center. So great progress was also made in astronomy and mathematics. Aristotle developed the theory that the sun is at the center of the universe and that the earth revolves around the sun. Now, Eratosthenes was an astronomer. He calculated the Earth's circumference, 24.675 meters. Those of you who did mathematics, call mass, and it was Eratosthenes. Now, Euclid. Euclid was a mathematician. He wrote Elements, a textbook on plane geometry. These were some of the contributions that they made to knowledge. Now, Archimedes established the value of the mathematical constant pi. So Archimedes was the one who did that. He established the value of the mathematical constant. So those of you who did mathematics, I know that many of you are art students, and art students don't like mathematics at all. So, but the pi. So what is the value of the pi? Yes.
That is the problem, doctor.
It's what? 22.
22 over 7.
Or 22 over 7.
314.5.
I see. I know
3.1.
I know our students are not interested in mathematics though. Okay, that's it by the way. Good. So, but without as it may, Archimedes was the one who established the value of the mathematical constant, the pi. Now, they also contributed to philosophy. So, philosophy of the Hellenistic era. So, the period, let's say, how the philosophical work there. Now, Athens remained the center of philosophy in the Hellenistic world. Two new systems of thought developed in Athens, and we want to look at this. One was Epicurus. So Epicurus or Epicureanism, Epicurus founded a school in Athens in the 4th century. Yeah, he founded a school, Epicurus. Now he developed a philosophy, and the philosophy was Epicureanism. Epicureanism, that's the philosophy of Epicurus. Now that this philosophy, he believed that happiness was the goal of life. That the ideal, the goal of life of every humanity is that you should be happy. Okay, so those of you here know that you are doing this rich because you want to be happiness. You want to be happy in life, and so that is it. Or is there anyone here who doesn't want to be happy in life? Do you have someone here like that? Hello.
No,
We don't have
sir.
anyone here.
No,
I wanted
sir.
to know that we have someone here who doesn't want to be happy in life. Then we'll say that, then why are
Hey.
you doing this course? Why are you doing this course? Then if you don't want to be happy in life and you want to be, then why are you doing this course? And yeah, so now he believed that happiness was the goal. Happiness was the goal of life. And this means to achieve happiness was the pursuit of pleasure. So to achieve happiness was the pursuit of pleasure. Pleasure was not the same as satisfying one's physical desire. That, oh, I want this car. I want this car. I want this. I want that. No, no, no. Or
Hello. This network, eh?
I think so.
Please, am I the only one who cannot hear from them?
We can't also hear.
Yeah.
No, you are not the only
Oh,
one.
he was trying to say that pleasure
No,
was
no,
not the
you're
same
not the only
as
one.
satisfying one's physical desire. It was freedom from worry and then emotional turmoil. To achieve this kind of pleasure, people have to free themselves from public activities. I think that is what he wanted to tell us. And then in our dispensation, we now seek as houses to be our happiness off. then going for pool parties and then those things. That's what allows you to do it. That makes it happen.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, so I think I'm wrapping up with my class. I'm almost done. Yeah, so I was talking about the second philosophy, which is Stoicism. Stoicism. This was the second philosophy. Now, Stoicism became the most popular philosophy of the Hellenistic world. Stoicism. Stoicism was the philosophy of Zeno, was the one who came out with this philosophy. And Zeno had a school in Athens known as the Painted Portico. The painted, so like the Epicureanism, Stoicism was concerned with helping people also find happiness, how they could help people to find happiness. But of course, the Stoics, however, took a different approach to finding such happiness. To them, happiness could only be found when people gain inner peace by living in harmony with the will of God. So that is where you really find what happiness, real happiness, to the Stoics. So life problems could not disturb these people under the Stoics. Unlike the Epicurean, the Stoics did not believe in the need for people to separate themselves from the world and live in a kind of ascetic life. Separation, no, these people could even participate in politics. But of course, once you were in harmony with the will of God, then you were happy. So the rest Stoic was a good citizen and could even be a good government official. Yeah, and that is it. So this was an important philosophy that developed at the time. I think this is where I will end with the Greek world. I will end here and invite questions from you if anyone has a question. It is this time that we can address the questions. Thank you very much. Yeah, so questions.
Doc, please, I'm sure we are going to get the slides.
Yeah. So is it in the Bila or Nanajwa?
Yes,
Sir,
please.
I was also coming to ask the same questions because most of the time, before I joined, you've already started, so I will not know where you started from. So I was even asking if you can please help us with the slides so that I will be able to learn. I have been taking some notes, but I think it's not full. It's not that authentic. So I need your slides so that I can add it up so that I can learn.
It's good. You are Nanajwa, you fail you. If you stick to other notes, it could be that those will not be there. So which notes are you taking? I'm teaching you. I give you my slides.
As you speak.
Mm-hmm.
No, sir, I'm saying that as you speak, I've been jotting some points. So I'm not saying I'm reading from other books. No,
you
please.
Need to get all my slides.
As you speak,
and the
as
slides
the
I've
lecture
given
is
you.
going, I did jot some points.
Yeah, but you know that I've been giving you my slides immediately after my class.
Sir, I haven't seen. No.
What?
Sir, please, I haven't seen any of slides ever since you started.
Then you are not in the group.
Then you are,
hello, sir.
Then you are not in the group. I beg you, don't say that.
Oh.
So far, it is only Mesopotamia they are saying that I've not forwarded. Even that one, I know I did forward. I forwarded all the slides.
Yes.
About 5 slides.
So far,
then you are not let them add you to the page.
Oh, so I haven't gotten any. Please, then colleagues, please help me.
So let them add you to the page.
Colleagues, please add me.
Okay. But that's okay. Doctor is going to get us the slide. So let's wait for him to give us the slide. That's all.
The course rep should repost all the resend or repost all the slides so that those who are not on the page that are going to now join them can have access to all of them. Okay. So after this, I will just forward them.
Yes, please.
I will forward.
Yes, please.
I will forward Mesopotamia and then
the Greeks.
Yes, sir.
We are grateful, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. To you, so get everything. Now
Hello,
I can
police.
see Joel.
Hello,
It's your
police
hand
for
up.
political things.
Joel, it's your hand up.
Hello, dog.
Go ahead.
Hello, dog.
Yes,
Dog,
please.
dog, please. I'm urging the
I have
police
an
for
issue that
political
I want
things
to
that they should kindly join.
Huh?
Hello,
Please,
dog.
I have an issue that I have a concern. Please, I have a concern.
Yeah, Joel,
please,
go ahead.
Yes, please. My concern is that at least, with all due respect, humbly, I suggest to, in a way, to critique today's lesson as compared to other days. Today, you seem faster, and enough time was not allowed for us to ask questions, because I really had a question about the Spartans and then the Athens war side. And
That's
then
why we are saying that questions. Hello. This is time for questions. So if you have any questions, you have to ask. This is time for questions. It's a slide. I taught my class. I'm done. Questions. So from the Greek world, I'm not saying that don't ask questions about Sparta and these people. Everything that I have taught you now, I'm saying that now I'm done with my class. Or any question that you have, this is the time that you have to ask. So Joel, go straight and ask the question that you wanted to ask about Sparta. Some people said that they have class at 6:30, and I told you earlier that because of that I will finish first, so that I will move little fast and finish this slide. So that after that, any questions that you have, you come out with them. Then we will answer them before they start that they attend that class at 6:30. And that's exactly what I did. I've gone through all my slides. We have discussion with you, and now it is time for questions. Anything that you want to seek clarity or any question that you have, you are free to ask. Nobody is saying that don't ask any question anyway. You can ask, please. So, Joel, can you go ahead and ask the question that you want to ask about the Sparta and Athens?
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity. Please, I actually wanted to know the grace period, the year in which those wars occurred, because when you get there, you are not getting any year specific that
you want to know what?
The period in which those wars occurred.
Yeah, but I gave you all the periods. I gave you all the periods. So I don't know whether you were not following. Now
I think it's okay around the Dark Age. The Dark Age that those wars. I said it occurred around the Dark Age. When you were talking of the Dark Age, that was where those wars actually occurred. But you realize that
no. I was not talking about the Dark Age. Was an era that we are talking about, that invasion that was different. That's the Goths, the barbarian invasion of Greek, now Western Europe. No, we had that one that ushered the Greeks into an era that became known as dark in European history. And I even went ahead to tell you that the word dark is just synonymous to give an idea about that whatever happened around that time was not what do you call it, palatable. We're looking at the
documented.
classical, yeah, we were looking at the what do you call it? So we give you an idea about the Dark Age, and then came down there, and then so I was talking about even this was, I linked them to the first what do you call it, the 5th century BC, and the time that even this wars took place, and Herodotus even did research, especially the Persians and the war between the Persians and the Athens. Okay, and at this point in time that so when Athens defeated what do you call it, the Spartans, I'm sorry, they defeated the Persians and they became the superpowers. Then this one envied, Sparta became what do it attracted the envy of Sparta. So Sparta envied Athens, and so that led to the Great Peloponnesian War. And I think that war itself, that Great Peloponnesian War, I told you that in that war, and so that took place during the time. So let's look at, so this war, I said that in 431 BC, a series of disputes. So the time is this one. I gave you the 5th century to be what they did there, but the Great Peloponnesian War took place. So a series of disputes between Athens and Sparta led to the beginning of this war. All the specific days that we want you to have are all there. So please take note and don't. And this is what I'm talking about. Now, this was the war, and this war was important, and we chipped it in because it weakened all the Greek states. It weakened them. So that is it. But take note that it was after the defeat of Persia by Athens that Athens became the dominant power in the Greek world. And so that dominance attracted enviness, let me put that way. And so one typical example was Sparta. And so Sparta would then attack there will be a war between Sparta and of course Athens. And that is what we refer to as the Great Peloponnesian War. That's the commencement of that. The disputes that resulted and that led to that. Anyway. Okay, so from the 5th century onwards. Can we have any other question, please? Any question that you have, this is the time that you can ask.
Doc, hello.
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 Yeah, we can hear you, even though your line is very faint.
Hello, Doc.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Doc, please. It's a plea. Last meeting, I requested if you can please kindly give us the slides so that we can go through before we have the class. That will please aid for better understanding. So far as we don't have any prerequisite knowledge about what you are teaching, it makes it very difficult for us to comprehend whatever that you are doing. So I'm just pleading.
I told you that I don't do that. That's why I told you straightforward that I never do that in my lectures.
You said if you do that, people will not come for the lecture.
Master, take it for me. What I do is that my slides after teaching, that's why I make it available. I teach my slides, and it's not only you that I teach. I teach so many students. I make my slides available immediately after teaching. I will not give my slides in advance. That's what I don't do. So that's why we are in the way. You can also Google. You know that we have the course outline. So you can go and read around the topic that I'm coming to teach you. That's why we're being aided by my slides that I'm coming to teach. I teach it after teaching that I make it available to you. What about people get the slides and they don't attend class, they don't do anything? This is just skeleton. I explain well. So I do that, and that is after work. That's what I do. So I will not give all my slides in advance. I don't do that. So I don't know why you are even bringing that issue up again. The only thing is that you people, you are lucky. Immediately after class, we give you all our slides. Even some people in other jurisdictions, we don't give them our slides. But you, as soon as we finish, we'll give you our slides because the course you are doing, you are working at the same time doing it, and so we feel that we need to assist you a lot. So we prepare materials for you, and that's why we give you all the slides. Otherwise, we see that students will get the slide, they think that's the all. And you people, because of that, and you know, a lot of work you can, many of you where you are, you don't have access to libraries, good libraries, and the rest. So sometimes that's why we, some of us are even, we decide to help you by even using our slides, and yeah, especially using our slide to set the question that we do. And then this one to also have the model. If you see the model, to guide you, but you need the slides to go through the slides first and then add other material so that the essays that you write, you can now chip in some new things and you can explain well with some examples. And that's why when I'm teaching, I take my time to explain. Where I have to cite examples, I do. So I want everybody to be here. There are some people, because I know why I'm saying this. There's some people, when they get a slice in advance, they say, oh, it's okay, it's okay. But the explanation and all the things that you chip in, they will not benefit from it and they will suffer. So that, because half of the objective is fine, but the essay, where you have to add, explain the thing further, then that's where you find yourself in trouble because you were not in class. Okay, so please, as for the slides, that's what I do. Immediately after teaching, then I post it. So like I just finished teaching, I give it to you. There's no problem. But to get all the slides in advance, no, I don't do that. I teach first, then I give it to you. That's why if you could recall all the slides I've taught, I've already sent them to you. Immediately I finish, I do. So don't let this be an issue that always you ask and ask and ask. They are for you. As soon as I finish teaching, I give them to you. I'm not saying that I will not give it to you, but I teach first before I give to you. And you are not the only group. All those I teach, I do that.
Hello, Doc.
Okay.
Hello,
Yeah.
Doc. Yes, Doc,
Hello.
please. The political thoughts lecturer is waiting for the political thoughts. At least the time was 6. It wasn't 6:30. So Dr. Tufo is patiently waiting for those of the political thought class. Thank you.
Okay, then I think if that's the situation, let's end the class here so that I can quickly send you that called this slide on the page. Can they add the lady who said that she's not on the page? And the class, the course of, if you can repost all the slides so that everybody who is now joining for the first time, the page for the first time, can have access to all the slides that we have had so far. Thank you very much. So that others.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Doc.
Please, I'm reminding you of the Mesopotamia slides.
Okay. I would also put that one on the page as well.
Thank you so much, Doc.
You are welcome.
Thank you. God bless you.
Yeah.
Mesopotamia and the Greek. Okay, thank you.
More Dodona, we are hypocrites. All right, more bye.
Oh, what day?
Course rep, please add me or course rep so that
Hey,
I
sister
get
Nana
the
Jua.
slide, please.
Obe Ado, what's it?
Hello.
Madam Nana Jua.
I think it's hello, please. I think it's unfortunate that one of our colleagues is saying that some people are hypocrites. It's unfair.
Hey.
My brother, it's a retract. You should just retract.
What's the problem with that?
It's very unfair that we are all colleagues and probably
You say
some people are
hypocrite.
hypocrites.
I
Come on, we
believe
are
it.
adults.
Why?
Some of some of the questions that you ask in the platform and yet we should know how to talk when we are doing this thing. Please.
Please, with all due respect and apologies, I have something to say. Please, let's not just conclude by what he said. We are all hypocrites. No, he didn't try. But it's good we let him explain to us why he says some of us are hypocrites, so that we'll be able to get him well. Because contextually, it might mean something to benefit all of us. But connotatively, we might not know what he's trying to say and just conclude. So please, let's have patience, only listening each and everyone on this page, so that it will benefit us all. Thank you.